Hey, whoa, 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 hey. Hey, you okay?
Do I know you?
Well, of course you do. Everyone knows me. I'm Ranger. And you are...
Stephanie. Look, I'm late. I will go home.
You too?
I live on Jupiter.
See, I live on Venus. I'd take you, but it's in the other direction.
No, I really live on Jupiter. It's 8501 Jupiter.
Did you have any of that punch? How much of that punch did you have?
Was there ecstasy in that punch? No, I don't take drugs. There was no ecstasy, right?
Wayne. Wayne, could you kindly take this lovely young woman home? She lives on Jupiter. Wayne, I would like to meet Stephanie. Stephanie, this is Stately Wayne.
I don't think that I can drive home.
And we wouldn't want you to.
How'd we do tonight?
A little over $8 grand.
Great. Listen, it's 3:30 now. I want everyone out of here by 5 a.m. I want the place cleared by the time any construction workers show.
Got it.
And I'll call you in a few days when I get the next location, all right? I love my job.
He was a cop and good at his job, but he committed the ultimate sin and testified against other cops gone bad. Cops that tried to kill him, but got the woman he loved instead. Framed for murder, now he prowls the Badlands, an outlaw hunting outlaws, a bounty hunter, a renegade.
Cab driver said she was incoherent when he picked her up. That's why he brought her straight to the hospital.
Is she gonna make it?
She's been out a couple days already. She wakes up on her own. Doctor said she's got a good chance of a full recovery without any brain damage.
Ecstasy?
Yeah, particularly heavy dose. Here's our bail jumper.
Donald DeWitt. Destruction of property, illegal assembly, reckless endangerment, running an entertainment business without a license.
Yeah, well, you know, the DA's office, they like to pile on charges so they can plea bargain later. Basically, he's just a nuisance. But you can see what happens when things get out of hand.
All this happened in Portland?
Before that, LA, before that, Seattle. This DeWitt character, he calls himself Ranger. Throws these rave parties up and down the coast. I got an address from the cab driver.
You know, from what I know about these parties, they tend to float. He's probably long gone by now.
Yeah, but Ranger, he likes to work at town a couple months before moving on.
Listen, let me know how she is tomorrow morning, will you?
Yeah, you bet.
Excuse me.
Sorry, friend. The party was last night. I hear it was a real scene.
No, I'm looking for the guy who rented this house last night.
You mean Ranger?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a terrible picture of him. I just love that guy.
Well, wait a second. This place is trashed.
You should see the inside.
Maybe I'm missing something here.
He left a security deposit, a month's rent, in advance, in cash.
So you don't expect to hear from him again?
I don't think that's likely. What do you think?
Okay, well, look. If he does happen to call you again, would you do me a favor? Ring me. Here's my card. And we pay cash, too.
was Outlaw Blues by Johnny Vaughn and the Bullets. Before that, it's Bon Jovi singing Dead or Alive. And if you can remember 3 songs back, it was The Clash's version of I Fought the Law. Now, if you're paying attention, you'd notice that all 3 of these songs are about the same thing: fighting the system and losing. Now, of course, you're supposed to lose if you're the bad guy. But what happens if you fight the law and the law wins and you're the good guy? I mean, that's gotta be a bitch, right? I bring all this up because I just saw this happen to a good guy last month at a trial up in Bay City. Been talking about this all week, but for those of you who were otherwise engaged, that good guy's name is Reno Raines. Reno Raines was accused of killing a cop in Bay City. Now, he claims the cop was corrupt and that he was framed for the murder by other corrupt police officers. A scenario that stretches believability 20 years ago, but now seems a little closer to truth than fiction. Anyway, the guy gets convicted, he's sent to prison, and a week later he escapes, with the help of 3 brothers doing long stretches. And now he's out there again, a fugitive on the run. Well, as you all know, I went to his trial up in Bay City. I watched, I listened, and I saw a man convicted of a crime he did not commit. Now, I can't say for sure because I wasn't there the night of the murder, but it was this distinct feeling I walked away with. But like I said, this is just the opinion of one lonely voice in the middle of the night. More music after a word from my sponsors who keep me on the air. My name is Lydia Cointreau, the call letters are KCFT, and this is The Late Shift.
Great stuff this week, babe. Really great. Let me ask you something. Is this guy really innocent?
Who knows? Who cares? Lights up the phone lines.
I like that attitude. Don't forget the fall mark spots. I promised them some make goods. Ciao.
Club Neo.
I don't think that was me.
You're with that guy with the purple mohawk.
That definitely wasn't me.
So how come you're not inside?
It's too mild in there. I want to dance till dawn. I heard there was a bitchin' rave last night, but I missed it.
You're not like a cop or anything, are you?
Yeah, right.
Because that's why I asked you about the guy with the mohawk. There is no guy with the mohawk. That was like a test, you know?
So what do I get if I pass the test?
You get an invitation to a rave. Because I think you're kind of cute.
It says 96 in Winchester, 10 till 12.
There's a liquor store in the corner, and there'll be a guy there with a ponytail. He'll give you the address of the rave.
Cool.
It's going after midnight or so.
Well, why don't they just print the location on the card?
Because promoters don't want anyone to know where it's going to be. Sometimes they don't even know where it's going to be. Okay, I'll see you there.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah, hi, it's me. I need to talk to you.
Go ahead.
It's too bizarre to explain on the telephone. Listen, I need you to meet me at a shopping center. It's at the corner of 14th and McNamara. I need you to meet me as soon as you can.
I'm on my way.
Margaret from Poway, you're on the late shift.
I hope they never catch Reno Raines. They're never gonna believe the truth anyway, even if it comes out. They'll do everything they can to protect themselves. They always do. Because they've got to be in control.
Margaret, you make a lot of sense. Thank you for calling. Why is it that so many of you sympathize with the plight of Reno Raines? I mean, have we gotten to the point where we so distrust the system that an outlaw is that much more appealing? Or maybe it's because, like Reno Raines, we have no control of our lives. A guy like Reno Raines reminds us that the sweet little illusion we have control of our lives is nothing but smoke. He's been had by the system. He's a fugitive. He just wants his freedom. I think there's a little of Reno Raines in all of us. This is Lydia Cointreau, The late shift continues in a moment.
That's a pretty amazing rap. Where did she pick up all this stuff?
She said she was at the trial. You know, apparently she's been on your case all week, and I think it's a publicity stunt.
You're probably right. Damn, what time is it?
11:45.
I got a lead on a rave party, but I gotta make my connection before midnight.
Whoa, 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 hold it. What about the lady on the radio?
Go see her. Use your charm and good looks. I'll call you after I bust Ranger. Shouldn't take me long.
Excuse me, Miss Quantrill. It's okay, I'm an officer of the court. May I speak to you for a moment, please, outside?
Sure.
I'm Bobby Six Killer.
A bounty hunter?
Actually, I'm here about Mr. Reno Raines.
Oh?
You see, Miss Quantrill, I've come to ask you to lay off.
I remember you from the trial. Why is a bounty hunter harboring a fugitive?
Look, Miss Quantrill.
What exactly is your connection to Reno Raines?
He works for me from time to time. Miss Quantrill, you said that you thought he was innocent. What you're doing isn't going to help my friend's predicament.
Well, it's helping my ratings.
Your ratings is putting my friend in danger.
You want me to stop talking about Reno Raines? Have him come down and make the request in person.
All right.
Hey, don't let that guy in.
Turn around and take a hike.
I don't think so.
Oh, he's out cold. Don't worry about a thing, people. Anthony here will take your money. Go on inside.
Vince Black, Six Killer Enterprises. He's a bounty hunter. Must want me for those minor league charges I skipped bail on in Portland.
Yeah, or Denver, or LA, or Seattle.
What are you, my biographer?
So, what are we gonna do? You wanna pack up shop?
No, and give all these people their money back, just tie them up, put them in a closet somewhere. No one will notice.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, bounty hunter.
I had a visit last night from a man who told me the truth about Reno Raines. And basically, he confirmed what I've been talking about all week. Now, it's not important who this visitor was, but what is interesting is what he does for a living. He's a bounty hunter. Yes, a bounty hunter. They really do exist. And he told me that Reno Raines works for him. So this rebel, this outlaw, contemporary American hero named Reno Raines is crisscrossing this country, hunting down criminals and putting them behind bars. It doesn't really sound like the life of a fugitive, now does it? Would a man who's a murderer, an escaped convict, spend his time bringing others to justice? I don't think so. It's like I said, Reno Raines is an innocent man. He's on the right side of the law. What do you think? Give me a call at 1-800-555-KCFT. I'm Lydia Quantrill, and we'll be back in a minute.
Rockin' North County from midnight to
midnight, 96.9 KCS.
What do you want?
I want to talk to you.
I told your friend Six Killer I'd lay off.
That's not what I hear on my radio.
How did you get in here?
Over a fence and through a basement window. I want to ask you something. Do you think I'm innocent? Or is this all just a publicity stunt?
It sells.
So you pick a topic and talk about it with no regard for the truth?
That's my job.
Let me tell you about my job. My job is to try to find enough evidence to clear my name before a dirty cop named Dutch Dixon puts a bullet in my back. You're making his job a lot easier.
I almost believe you.
The truth has that effect on people.
Well, maybe all this publicity is going to reopen your case.
It'll get me killed. You try to think about that between beer commercials.
I think you better get out of here. Sometimes my boss works late.
Try to keep the station on the air till the end of your show.
I'll consider what you're saying, but I don't make promises. And I suggest you leave the same way you came in.
What the hell do you want? I'm busy in here.
Oh, how you doing, Chief? Just battling the computer.
Thought you'd want to see this, Dutch. Radio station in San Diego is broadcasting love letters about your pal, Reno Raines, hailing him as some sort of outlaw American hero.
Let me see that. Are they kidding with this crap?
Why don't you fly down there? Set the record straight.
Lydia Cointreau here, coming to you live from Bayline Park. Now, Bobby Six Killer is a man who claims he knows Reno Raines. Now, that's not saying much, since just about everybody else in San Diego County has been claiming the same thing for the last week. So I'm gonna ask you straight, Bobby, and I want a straight answer. Where is he?
I don't know.
Well, I've gotten a lot of calls from people who think he's in San Diego.
Yes, well, he's not.
Well, if you don't know where he is, then how do you know he's not here in San Diego?
That's very good. That is very good. But, you see, the last time I heard from him, he was in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Looks like they think you're covering for your friend.
What do they want me to do? They want me to turn him in?
All right. Well, let's cut to the chase. You believe your friend is innocent?
No, I know he's innocent.
Good. Then why don't you bring him down here and let him prove it?
Because I don't know where he is.
Well, he's stonewalling us, folks, but that's okay. I want to thank you, Bobby Six Killer, and we will be right back after a few words from the people who pay our bills.
Listen, he's over there behind the merry-go-round. He wants to talk to you. And, thanks for the interview. Excuse me. Pardon me. Thank you very much. I'm gonna take one of these, okay? Thank you. Hey, look at this. Huh? Look at that. Do you believe this? They're selling these things like crazy out there. I'm gonna call my attorney and have him file a cease and desist because we're not getting a piece of this.
Did you talk to her?
Well, yeah, I did while she was fanning the flames. Did you get another invitation to one of those rave parties?
Lookout Mountain Drive.
He's gonna go back there?
Must be a budget consideration.
Here she comes. I'll stay on lookout.
Is it safe for you here?
It's not safe for me to be anywhere, thanks to you.
Look, I thought a lot about what you said the other night.
And?
And I think we have something in common.
What exactly?
Neither of us have a life.
Is this gonna be one of your raps? Where are you going with this?
Nowhere. I mean it. I can't help wondering what life is like for you out there.
I get by.
Well, I go to bed late. I have insomnia, so I don't sleep much during the day. Then I come back to the station at night. And I started watching you in that courtroom, day after day.
Why start talking about me now? The trial was months ago.
Couldn't get you out of my head. tried to tell myself it was a hook for ratings, but now I'm not so sure.
Lady, you have the strangest moves I've ever seen. I mean, one second you're trying to hang me, the next second you're trying to seduce me.
Which do you like better?
No contest. Look, I have to go to work. I'm going to a rave party.
You really go to rave parties?
No, I'm trying to bust the guy who puts them on. He was responsible for putting a 20-year-old girl in the hospital. She's lucky to be alive.
Wow, genuine hero speak. I think for a moment I even heard John Wayne.
Sorry.
Don't be. Look, here's my home number. Call me tonight. I want to see you. I've got to get back on the air.
That's Reno Raines. That's the guy on the radio.
Well, great rave meister and talk radio star, where is my bounty?
I don't know. He's still out there somewhere, planning parties and renting houses.
Oh, so I take it the second rave went as well as the first?
No. This time I got to crowd surf.
Excuse me?
Believe me, it's not recommended for anybody over 30 or sober.
Yeah, well, what do you want to do now?
I don't know, but there's one thing about this case that really bothers me.
Just one thing?
Ranger recognized me. He knows who I am.
Well, that's because you're big-time celebrity, sir.
I'm a celebrity on the radio. Nobody knows what I look like, but he spotted me twice and knew my name.
Well, that is odd.
I'm gonna talk to Lydia. I think she might be coming around.
What do you want, Frank? I'm right in the middle of a show.
Lydia Cointreau, meet Lieutenant Dutch Dixon. I'm sure you recognize him from the trial.
What's your connection to Reno Raines?
I don't have a connection. I just talk about him on the radio.
So you've never met him?
Well, I've never met Bill Clinton, but I talk about him. Frank, I don't have time to be interrogated. Is there anything else you want?
Yes, there is. I want you to put this man on the air with you.
Thank you for having me on your program because it gives me a chance to set the record straight for you and for your listeners. Reno Raines is guilty of the murder of a police officer.
But there are so many questions.
Excuse me. You've had your chance for a couple of weeks. How about giving me 5 minutes?
Okay.
Buzzy Burrell was that police officer, and he was my partner, and he was my friend. I don't know how many of your listeners have lost a loved one due to a violent crime, but it's not easy. I spent most of my waking hours with Buzzy Burrell. He used to come over to my house on holidays. He'd sit under my tree on Christmas morning and open packages with my children. He was a damn fine police officer and a damn fine friend.
Is this where I cue the violence?
Murder's always a heinous act. But the murder of a police officer, somebody who's willing to put his life on the line day after day for you and for me, well, that's the most heinous act of all. You know, anybody who'd be willing to kill a police officer has lost the distinction between right and wrong. And in the state of California, that's the definition of insanity.
Well, that certainly has our phone lines lit up like the Christmas tree in Dutch's living room. Hi, you're on the air with Lydia Cointreau and the Lieutenant Dutch Dixon of the Bay City Police Department.
You know, Lydia, I was wondering when you were going to have someone with some sense on this issue.
This guy makes sense to you?
Hey, come on. Why don't you let him talk?
Yeah, Lydia, come on. You're so far to the left with this innocent man rap, you can't even see the truth. This Reno Raines is a criminal, pure and simple. He killed a cop. He was convicted of the crime. Forget jail. He should go to the gas chamber.
I heard the whole thing.
That man is so slimy. He just makes my skin crawl.
You did a good job with him.
You know, I tried to feed in more calls on Sport of You, but Once you get a cop on the air, every right-wing macho nutburger gets on the phone.
It's okay. It's over.
I almost quit tonight.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm just so sick of people like McKinley telling me who to put on the air.
Hey, forget about McKinley. What you do, he could only dream of doing. You talk from the heart. You say that it's just a job, that you do it for the ratings, but I don't believe you. I think you do it because it's something that you feel you need to.
Dixon said something tonight that really unnerved me.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, at the end of the show, he looked me right in the eye and he said the next time I hear about Reno Raines will be a news report on his death.
Well, that hasn't happened yet, has it?
I guess I'm just so wound up. I don't think I can sleep.
Come on, Reno, come on. Pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, we just got a lucky break. I got a call from Harriet Porter at Screen Door Realty. Donald DeWitt just rented another place.
Great. Where?
Down at the beach, 5001 Oceanfront Road.
I'm right near there.
Listen, as soon as you nail this guy, I want you to call me because I don't spend any more time in San Diego than I have to. You got it?
You got it.
Good morning.
Good afternoon. I thought you never slept.
I don't know, maybe you cured me.
I hope that's a compliment. I'm afraid I have to go to work.
So early? It's only 3 in the afternoon. Just stay here.
I'd love to, but I got a lead on a ranger. And the sooner I nail him, the sooner I...
The sooner you hit the road.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
But it's the truth.
Yeah. We both knew that. Looks like we got company.
What's going on?
Looks like Dixon has you staked out.
Oh my God, does he know you're here?
No, if he did, he'd have kicked the door in by now. Listen, go out and get your newspaper. My bike's parked in the alley. I'll make a getaway while he's looking at you.
Okay.
Okay? See you later.
Bye.
Well, we can put the DJ in the corner, but I don't know how we're gonna cram all those people in here.
Let the party spill out on the beach.
What about the neighbors?
It's just another beach party to them.
Oh, well, last night in town, I might as well go for it. Hey, maybe we could have a theme. How about beach blanket oingo boingo?
How about the endless bummer?
Get up.
Oh, man. Whew. You're one pesky little bounty hunter, man. What is your deal?
You're my deal. You're going to jail.
Oh, no. Jail sucks. Food is beyond belief. You ever been inside?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Oh, you have, haven't you? Hey, slow down a minute, Ace. Aren't you even the least bit curious as to how I recognized you at that party the other night?
As a matter of fact, I am.
Well, I'll give you a hint. My real name's not Ranger.
I know. It's Donald DeWitt.
No, that's not it either. It's Dixon.
So?
Donald Dixon. Junior, I think you know my dad. Most people call him Dutch.
You're Dutch Dixon's kid?
Yes, I am.
Great, just great, man. You got him.
Get this. He claims his real name is Donald Dixon Jr.
Dandy, I'm Dolly Parton.
Think what you want, Dolly.
Your name's DeWitt.
Says he changed it the minute he turned 18.
Why?
Would you want to be Donald Dixon Jr.?
All right. Prove it. Convince me.
Oh, God, all right. See, my dad is 53 years old. His birthday is March 18th. He's got black hair. It's going more than a little gray. He's got this goatee action going on, too, but mine looks better.
So far, I haven't heard anything you couldn't have picked up in trial coverage.
Oh, you want personal? Okay, let's see, Christmas when I was 13 years old. You know what my dad gave me? An ashtray. He got me sneaking a smoke behind the garage, and he ripped it out of my mouth, and he gave me that look like he was gonna beat the crap out of me.
Does this little anecdote have a point?
Hey, I'm getting there, okay? Anyway, so he didn't beat the crap out of me. He said, I'm not gonna punish you, Santa Claus is. So the next morning I wake up, and it's Christmas, and my brother gets this great new Stingray bike, and my sister gets Ken and Barbie's dream house, and I get an ashtray.
You're breaking my heart.
All right, try this. My dad's about as corrupt as they come. He had this lockbox he used to keep in the den behind this panel. One day I just stole the thing, I got in his car, drove away, got a crowbar, opened it up. You know what was inside? 80 grand in cash.
8. Then what'd you do?
Oh, first off, I spent $1 grand, paid 2 guys to beat the crap out of him. Best money I ever spent.
You know, I just love this family.
Then I took the rest of the money and I had this party that started at 8:30 that night and ended in about, 1992. By then I'd met Stately Wayne, and the two of us decided rather than financing everyone else's raves, we'd just start our own, and so we went into business together.
Okay, so let's say he is Donald Dixon Jr., okay? What do you want to do about it?
Well, Senior's got Lydia under surveillance.
Oh, that's just great, just great. You know, we also have another problem. Take a look at this. Now everyone in San Diego knows what you look like. There's a 3-hour mysterious traffic jam at the Mexican border, 5 to the 805 to LA as well. And I'm telling you, they're not looking for illegal immigrants.
I'll tell you what. Give Dixon Senior a call. Maybe Junior here can stall us, buy us a little time. I'll say my goodbyes and head out of town via the desert.
Got it.
Hey, don't I get a vote in this?
No.
I'm going to work now, Lieutenant. Try and keep up. I'm gonna take the 163 north and then get off on Balboa. Have a nice day.
Dixon.
Who's your favorite bounty hunter, Dutch?
Oh, Bobby Six Killer. Well, what do you want? This better be important, Six Killer.
Well, there's somebody here that'd like to say hello to you, Dutch.
Hi, Dad.
Who's this guy?
Come on, Dutch, just tell him who I am, make him let me go.
You mean to tell me this is not your son?
I never saw this creep before in my life. What kind of scam you trying to pull?
Ranger? Questions, comments, rebuttal?
He's lying just to get back at me. Come on, just tell him the truth, Dad.
Yeah, well, the truth is I don't have time for this masquerade.
My mistake. Looks like you're going back to jail here, Ranger.
Now, do whatever you like with him. Oh, yeah, and Bobby, if you see your buddy, Reno Raines, tell him I shoved his popularity through the floor in San Diego, will you?
Believe that in my own flesh and blood.
You know what your problem is, Ranger? You tell so many lies you can't even keep track of them.
Oh, yeah, I gotta work on that.
No, listen, Woody, they're working a stall. Reno Raines is here. I can smell him. Get me 2 black and whites as a backup, and then get on the horn to the San Diego PD. I need to know the instant that Donnie is booked. Give me a list of his charges. Not a word of this to his mother, okay? Call me back.
Hey, that's Reno Raines. Yo, Reno, what's happening? Want a party, dude? Hi, Bobby Six Killer, Six Killer Enterprises. I got one Donald DeWitt, a want from San Francisco, and a bonus catch. I'm sure he's wanted somewhere.
Park him on the bench while we pull the paperwork.
Got it.
I'll be right with you.
Just a few thoughts about last night's visit from Lieutenant Dutch Dixon of the Bay City Police Department, because so many of you seem to respond so strongly to the sentiments he was expressing. What the police officer failed to mention was his own long personal history of ignoring the rights of suspects, or the fact that 3 perpetrators in his custody have committed suicide over the years, or the fact that he himself was the target of a corruption investigation in 1990, or the fact that he is obsessed with Reno Raines, pure and simple. I know this because the lieutenant has been following me since he arrived in San Diego. He thinks because I talk about Reno Raines on the air, I must be hiding the fugitive in my bedroom. Well, that seemed to get your attention. Tom in Chula Vista, you're on the late shift.
Hey.
Thank you.
You got a warrant came in from up north on a DeWitt Donald?
Yeah, it came in a half hour ago.
Lieutenant Don Dixon, Bay City PD. I'm here to handle the transfer. The paperwork should be coming through any minute on your fax.
No problem, Lieutenant. You want that other guy? Tate, Wayne R?
Nah. Why don't you let him rot in his cell? Destruction of property, illegal assembly, reckless endangerment, running an entertainment business without a license, misdemeanors. For this, you gotta jump bail.
Oh, what are you disappointed there are no murder charges or robbery or extortion? Be the best at whatever it is you do, son.
What did I ever do to deserve this, huh? Wasn't I a good father to you growing up?
I gotta hear this again? I tell you what, just shoot me, okay? Just shoot me in the head. I don't want to live if I gotta hear this.
Now I gotta hire an attorney to get rid of these
Oh,
charges.
you know, I don't need your charity. Just drop me off in the next corner. I'll be fine.
You're not. You're coming back to Bay City. You're gonna straighten yourself out.
Straighten myself out? I'm 30 years old. I'm not in high school anymore.
Well, you still have time to make something of yourself.
Are you gonna lecture me on clean living and the American dream?
Hey, look, everything I did for you and for your brother and for your little sister and your mother.
Oh, God, we're all touched.
You don't get it, do you? I mean, everybody's out getting a piece of the American dream, except guys like me who pledged to protect it.
Bravo. Tell you what, I'm just trying to grab a little piece of it myself.
You go get the car.
This evening, I have in the studio a very special visitor. A person you'd all probably like to talk to, but has asked that I not take any calls. He is the object of your adoration, sympathy, and scorn. I sit across the console from Reno Raines.
Hi, Lydia. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
This is Don Dixon, Bay City PD. Patch me through to the San Diego police. I want to put out an APB on a felon.
For those of you who don't believe me, I can tell you, it's him. In fact, I'm looking at his wanted flyer, and the resemblance is unmistakable.
This guy must have a lot on you, Dad. Haven't seen you this determined since Uncle Dave took your Mercedes without asking.
Shut up, Don.
What, Dad? I can do better than that. Why don't I just get out of your hair altogether? See ya.
Damn it!
Hatred. That's the thing I have to fight every day. Keep it from eating me alive, because someday I'll be free. And when that day comes, I don't want to find out turn into some twisted, hate-filled monster.
Over the back. Follow me. Let's go.
All I ever wanted to be was
Back for another guest spot, Lieutenant?
and I still believe it can be the noblest profession in the
Where
world.
is he?
Despite the depraved corruption of Dutch Dixon and...
You're under arrest for harboring a fugitive.
Oh, I guess you missed the first part of the broadcast, where I mentioned that he was holding a gun to my head during the interview.
We got dead air here. What the hell is all that noise?
The lieutenant here was just offering a rebuttal to the truth. In the good news, bad news file, my station has elected not to press charges against Lieutenant Dutch Dixon for destruction of property. For this, he shows his gratitude by insisting to my management that I am still harboring the heinous cop killer Reno Raines. What do you think? Harry from Bay City, you're on the late shift.
Yeah, I've been listening to your show all week. And I gotta say that this guy, Reno Raines, found a pretty good friend in Lydia Monroe.
You agree with Dutch Dixon? Do you think Reno Raines is hiding in the floorboards of my house? Harry?
Nah. I think he's on the road somewhere. Alone. Wishing he had a place to go home to at night. With a family that he could call his own. People that loved him and cared about him. I knew he was a good person at heart.
I hope someday he can.